Fort Firemoth has been reclaimed in the name of the Empire and the Nine. The foul lich who defiled the honored dead of the Legion has been cast down. His dark reign ended beneath the light of holy judgment. I can still feel the sorrow of those fallen soldiers, whose rest was halted. But I know their spirits are now at peace. Lord General Victrix has seen my task through to completion and has ordered me to return once the last remnants of corruption have been purged from the fort. Until then, my path leads southward toward the grand city of Narsis. Talos calls me to face greater evils, to prove myself worthy of his divine favor. I depart with the dawn. May the Nine watch over me as I walk once more into shadow.
Hello, and welcome back to some more Tamriel Rebuilt with Tiberius Imbrex. And we are just chilling out with this marvelous painting on the wall that the good commander Victrix has hung up here. She must have some sort of respect for House Lalu and the Grand Master of the house or something like that. Yeah, if you didn't see my post, I got some artwork commissioned for Kalia by Faye Velen. Super amazing artist. And I've kind of just been in shock staring at this artwork since I got it, because it's just it kind of blows my mind to see one of my characters in the game with the art style of many of the other portraits that you can find throughout. So just wanted to show it off in case you didn't see my post, because I know a lot of times YouTube doesn't push posts out to everyone, or not a lot of people will see it. They only see videos. So yes, revel in its glory. So freaking good. We need to get one done for Tiberius. We need to get one done for Valdrin. It'll be sick. Anyways, this is the Ramble episode. We usually have a couple of these every playthrough, and this one is definitely going to be one of them. We have a lot to do, and I have a lot to say, and we're going to be making a trip south. But first, let's talk to Kalia, who's a big fan of Kalia. See, it makes sense. Word of your accomplishments has spread fast. You're ready for advancement. No. Yeah, we can't advance here. So last time I mentioned that we have some new orders to rebuild Fort Firemoth. Okay. There's much to arrange now that Grurn has been defeated, Night Protector. So basically, from what I understand, is we have to wait a certain amount of days to be able to start the rebuilding of Fort Firemoth. That's fine. Normally, I would just skip ahead, 2 weeks or whatever it takes. I assume it's kind of like a stronghold where you just have to wait a bunch of days. Normally, I would just skip ahead and finish the quest here, but I kind of don't want to do that. I don't want to just sit around for 10 days. Tiberius isn't one to sit around for that long anyways, so yes, I've been doing a lot of things off screen. Let's, I don't know why I keep trying to cast the spell. Let's recall down to the main town itself, and here we have Tiger, who has been unburdened from her troubles. I mean, she's still carrying a lot of stuff, but she can move now. Yeah, so off screen, something you should notice right away is I was able to afford a full set of adamantium. So I went all the way back to Balmora and sold basically everything that we're never going to use or isn't unique in some way. And Meldor, the blacksmith in Balmora, has an almost full set of adamantium plate. So I bought it because adamantium looks pretty cool, and it's cool to have the full set like this, especially with our adamantium battle axe we have. But yes, so I did that off screen. If you cannot tell by now, I will just go ahead and say it. I am recovering from a sickness. I don't know if it was strep or just a really bad sore throat. I'm kind of already losing my voice, so maybe this isn't the best time to be making a ramble sort of video, but that's just kind of what I wanted to do. So, I'll power through it. Might have to rest my voice for a few days after. But yeah, so that's why there hasn't been a Morrowind video for 5 or 6 days. Whenever this video releases, I don't know. because I've been sick and I had some family in town, so it just kind of makes it hard to record. I have a pretty long backlog for Fallout, so that can kind of go on uninterrupted, but I don't actually have one for Morrowind. Morrowind takes a while to record and edit. Fallout is very easy to edit because I can just skip past all of the NPC dialogue, so that's pretty nice. So anyways, I have sort of like a notepad pulled up of stuff I want to talk about. One of the first things I want to talk about is the feeling towards Morrowind that I've had the last month or so. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm feeling a little burned out with Morrowind. I looked at it and I have been playing Morrowind nonstop since almost exactly a year when Project Cyrodiil released sometime in October or November. So yeah, I've been playing Morrowind for a year straight with no breaks. Before that, we took a decently long break, and I think we did some like very small quest mods and other cool stuff with Valgen, but it was very spread out because I could feel the burnout. I'm feeling that again. It's kind of getting to me. I can tell when I record Morrowind, I'm a little bit more irritated and negative than I normally am. Like I'm not enjoying myself as much. And I think that's because of the burnout, I'll be honest. Because when I record Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands, it feels very fresh. And so I can tell I'm enjoying my time a lot more. So yeah, that is a potential problem. Tiberius' story isn't done. It's actually very far from what I had originally planned on doing with him from being done. So I think what I'm going to do going forward with Tiberius' story is instead of trying to be a completionist and finish all of the Cult, Legion, and Fighters Guild quests, I'm just going to go do what I want to do. So instead of heading towards Tain and doing the Fort Ankylis Legion quest there, we're just going to head to Narsis because I have not been to Narsis for like 5 or 6 months now, or whenever we stopped playing Kalia. And I miss it. You know, I miss Narsis. Isn't there supposed to be... Oh, Silt Strider's over here. I miss Narsis, and I feel like there was a lot of hype when it came out, and then people stopped going to Narsis and, you know, went back to their normal playthrough of the game, which is fine, but I want to return to Narsis. Narsis was super, super fun. There's a lot going on there. It's one of my favorite cities in any game ever. Like I said, this is the Ramble video where we head to Narsis. I don't want to use a Silt Strider the whole way there. I do want to walk for a large part of it, but I kind of want to be a little bit closer. I was thinking we could go from Almasthir and then, you know, fight some enemies, continue to talk, however it works out. We can go this way as well. Since we walked this path as Kalia, let's head the other way. Head on the east coast of the Thir River. But yeah, so Tiberius' story, I wouldn't say it's cutting it short. I'm just not going to do every single thing like I had originally planned. And that's fine with me. These days from Morrowind, I feel like I'm enjoying the shorter series, kind of like Kalia's, more so than the super long ones. And I think from what I can tell based off viewership and engagement, you guys feel the same way. You know, a new series is exciting, a new character is exciting, but of course the excitement always dies down like it always does with Let's Play kind of videos. And so I think going forward, that's just how I'm going to do characters. If they have more to do, we can always come back to them. Kind of. I don't know. It's a weird one. So if you want to load an old save, you have to revert all of your mods, and that's kind of just a pain. So it'd be easier to like recreate Kalia right now than to load her save, because her save would be all jacked up because TR had a big old update. Jabba. Greetings, good sir. Would you like to make a donation to the Eastern Thir Abolitionist Society? Ours is a small organization, but the cause is near and dear to all of our members. Would you be interested in donating, say, 100 septims? You're an escaped slave, aren't you? You are most observant. Jajaba was indeed a slave not too long ago. Needless to say that such life is dreadful beyond words. So Jajaba ran away and founded this society to support Jajaba and others like myself. How about that donation now? Certainly. Here's 100 septims. I feel like Tiberius would trust this guy. He's kind of lying, but you know, Tiberius would act in good faith. Here you go. On behalf of the society, Jajaba thanks you for your generous donation. Thanks to you, Jajaba may yet manage to leave this province alive. Farewell, friend. Huh. Wonder if he ever shows up again. I gave me like a journal update, so maybe. Oh no, the dreaded bridge. Okay, well, at least I know how to deal with this now. So yes, I'm feeling a little bit burned out. So going forward, and people will say this, I should just do what I want to do. But I do also want to show off content to you guys. Wow, I messed it up. I'm supposed to mark over here and recall over here. I completely messed that up. But yeah, I know I'm supposed to play what I want to play, but I do want to show off all Tamriel Rebuilt has to offer. Like that's kind of the point of this series and a lot of my channel, honestly. There we go. Is to show off parts of Tamriel Rebuilt or quest mods that, maybe you guys haven't seen, or maybe it's new, or maybe you don't have Morrowind installed at the moment, and so you want to enter the world without having to reinstall and remod everything. I get that. I do that as well. I have YouTubers I like to watch for games I don't have currently installed. So yes, I want to head to Narsis. It's new content. There's some very difficult dungeons down there that I really want to try clearing out as Tiberius, because Tiberius is actually pretty strong. I know we struggled against that Lich last time, but he's apparently the most powerful character in the entire game. Stronger than Almalexia and Vivek, so I don't really count that. Such a dumb boss. I'm never doing Fort Firemoth again, unless I'm like Valdrin and we're level 100 and we're just one-shotting everything. But yeah, so we're gonna go to Narsis, and maybe we'll go to some of the... We don't want to hit Tiger. Maybe we'll go to some of the smaller towns released in Grasping Fortune, like Helrenhol or Helnim. Is Helnim down here? No. Helnim's up north. There's a couple smaller towns down here we can go through. I'm going to just keep pushing on to Narsis, even if we make it to those places, because I just want to get to Narsis, honestly. It's been a long time, and I miss that grand old city. Like I said, I have a list here, so we're going to go down the list. When Tiberius's story ends, I'm thinking about taking a short break from Morrowind. I can't say how long it'll be. It just depends how I'm feeling once we're done here. It might be a week and I feel refreshed and I feel great and I have a new character in mind, so we're good to go. It might... I'm kind of tempted to wait for the Poison Song and Skyrim Home of the Nords updates, if I can be honest with you guys. I have two character ideas, which we'll talk about in a second there, that kind of hinge on those updates coming out. And I think they'll be a ton of fun to explore the new content with them. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't want to give dates and exact numbers because I just don't know how I will feel once we're done with Tiberius here. I mean, if this went on for another 10 videos, that would be very surprising. Like that seems very long in my head right now, so I don't know. I don't want to cut his story short. I can feel the burnout, and it's getting to me. And I feel like that makes for inferior content for you guys. So I do have some ideas for new potential characters. We talked about it a little bit on my Discord like a month or two ago. I've just been sort of fleshing these ideas out in my head, as one tends to do when you're bored. At least I do. So there's three main ones, and I've mentioned them before a couple times. None of them are entirely groundbreaking. If you've watched my videos, you will recognize the ideas because I've kind of stuck with them because they sound really fun to me. I can hear myself right now. I sound congested. I apologize. Not a lot I can do. That's just kind of how it is when you're sick. But yeah, so the first character idea, the one I have been talking about forever, is the full magic character. The character who is going to join the Telvanni, the Mages Guild, and spoiler, we're going to start out possibly as a member of the Janata Syndicate. So that'll be really cool. We haven't done that before. with this character, I would try to exclusively stick to only using spells. I don't know if I can do that. I'm going to try for as long as possible. I'm only going to try and wear robes and clothing. Another rule that I'm not so sure about, you get so many cool armors and shields and weapons and even staffs. You don't really use staffs to hit people with. So these rules are kind of, we'll see how it goes. But that's the plan, is only spells and only robes and clothing and like amulets and stuff. No plate mail, no battle axes. A spellcaster. That's what we're going to be. This is also going to be potentially the reading playthrough where I, at the end of every video, sit there and read a book that we found. I'll probably do one book at a time unless it's really, really short. Some of the books in this game are like 40 pages long. We might cut those in half, read half one video, read half the second video. Because I do love the lore in these games, but I don't tend to read when I record because it's not exactly the most exciting thing ever listening to me. So I've never done that, but I think it would be a cool little roleplay aspect of that character is he's obsessed with books, which ties in very well with the other role-playing idea I have of trying to collect every book. Every book we can find and grab, we're going to take it with us. I'm hoping because we're not going to be wearing armor, we can carry a little bit more, maybe. More books. And yeah, we're going to build a big old library that can hold all of our books. I feel like that'll be really, really cool for a spellcaster character. And this character power is everything. They will do anything they can to claim it. The races, I've narrowed it down to. It's kind of still up in the air, but I'm leaning towards either a Breton, a Dark Elf, or an Orc. All sound pretty cool to me for a all-powerful, power-hungry mage lord. This also might be the character where we dip our toes in the vampire clan stuff at the very end when we're sort of wrapping up the playthrough, but it doesn't really matter anymore because vampire stuff is kind of annoying. I know there's some good reward you get for one of the clans that helps mitigate it, but I don't want to spoil myself on it. That's character number 1. Full magic, lots of restrictions. This one doesn't hinge on an update. We could start this character right after Tiberius because we are not relying on Poison Song or Skyrim Home of the Nords to update. So that would be a more immediate, I just want to start playing again. I don't want to wait however long it takes for the new updates. Sounds good. The second character is a tribunal character, so most likely a Dark Elf. It makes sense in my mind. A Dark Elf, this is the one where we might want to wait for Poison Song, because we'll finally have the joinable house in Doriel, which is going to be nuts. I'm super excited for that. And with that, we would do the temple, we would do the Morag Tong, and we'd do the house in Doriel, and all the new questlines that are going to come out with Poison Song. That would be really fun. I would want to distinguish him very heavily from Tiberius, right? Because Tiberius is a bit of a religious fanatic. He's sort of mellowed out a little bit, but I wouldn't want this character to go down that same path, so I would really have to write him a certain way. Maybe he's more of a skeptic turned religious, like he doesn't believe in the tribunal and then something saves his life, and so he dedicates his life to serving them. I don't know. As we get closer to those characters being made, I'll flesh more of it out. These are just base concepts I have in my brain at the moment. And then the final character. This one hinges very heavily on Skyrim Home of the Nords releasing an update sometime this year, maybe next year, I don't know. The cold-blooded, full-blooded mercenary. This character is essentially made for Skyrim Home of the Nords with the idea of that we do as much content as possible with them. So they don't have a lot of morals. They don't have a lot of restrictions. They're in it for the money. So if someone says, hey, I'll pay you a lot of gold to do this, they will probably do it. They are a mercenary through and through. And if someone offers a better deal, here's an extra 1,000 gold if you don't tell the person who hired you what happened, they're going to take it. They are going to take it. Wow, we are almost at Narsis. That wasn't too bad. I've been talking a long time. So yeah, cold-blooded mercenary, they would potentially only stay in this region when it gets, obviously when it gets updated. In Skyrim, maybe we make it to Solstheim if I'm really enjoying the character and we're just looking for more stuff to do. That could be interesting. For race ideas, Nord is the obvious one. Just kind of fits. Orcs, Wood Elves, and then the one I keep coming back to is a Redguard. I feel like a Redguard mercenary in Skyrim has a lot of cool role-playing potential there. I'm pretty excited with that character idea. We're going to do it no matter what, but that's definitely up there for me. We can go a lot of different builds too. You know, we can use magic so we can join the Mages Guild. We can be a great fighter, so we join the Fighters Guild. We are looking just to make money, so we're in the Thieves Guild. I don't know what factions the new update is going to have, but I think the base Skyrim Home of the Nords, the first update, has all the typical guilds. There's no Legion, there's no Imperial Cult, and here we are in Narsis. It feels so good to be kind of home. It has been a long time since we've been here. So these are just concepts of characters. There's a lot that can change before now and then. It's very, very subject to change. I might scrap all 3 characters and have 3 different new characters by the time we roll our next one. I don't know. Sometimes, you know, inspiration strikes and you just roll with it. That's kind of what happened with Tiberius. So, you know, I have a little bit more rambles. I apologize. I'll put a timestamp so you can skip all this. The Fallout series is going strong for me. I've recorded a lot. Like I said, they're very easy to edit because I don't have to voice all the dialogue. So I'm able to record a lot more. So that series is going, and it's going to go for the very, very far future because I'm having a ton of fun playing it. One of my favorite games ever combined into one, New Vegas and Fallout 3. Like, yes, perfect. So that's going to keep going even if we pause Morrowind, obviously. Now, the question is, what goes in its place if we stop Morrowind? See, this is hard because I know that the lifeblood of my channel is Morrowind, and I know most of you watch me only for Morrowind, which is fine. I watch certain YouTubers for one particular game. I don't blame you if you don't watch my other videos. That's just people like certain things and they don't like other things. Yeah, so something would have to take this slot if we are going to take a break. Whether that break is 1 week, then I will just keep putting out Fallout videos until I have the character ready. But if we're waiting for these updates, it might be a few months. Might be 1 month, might be a week. They haven't put out any hard release dates. I think Skyrim Home of the Nords is supposed to come out very early next year. Maybe like January, February. And like I said, Tiberius has some more work to do, so we're not completely done. This isn't the final video. So Morrowind is gonna keep coming out for a while now, maybe another month or 2. Yeah, so what takes its place? A big one that I have talked a lot of smack about, and then sometimes I get really hyped up for, and sometimes I never want to play it again, is Skyrim. Doing a Skyrim roleplay series, much in the same vein as Valdrin and Anduin, where we try to do all the quests and install a ton of quest mods and do all this cool stuff. That has been at the back of my mind. I've been watching someone play Skyrim, and it really kind of got me in the fervor of Skyrim, where I could see like, yeah, there's a lot of cool roleplay potential here with the different mods they have available. It would be the first game where we could have some pretty advanced animations for like the intros. And it would be the first game where I know how to easily make NPCs. So I could add Valdrin to the game easily enough, you know. 200 years later, he might be dead, but say I put a pause on Morrowind and I start up a Skyrim roleplay series, and at the same time, Fallout is going on. That's a lot for me to edit and record, especially when they're both roleplay series like that. That's just kind of the nature of it. It takes a lot of time to do the introductions. I have to write it all. I'm not saying it's like backbreaking work, but it just takes time, and you have to have the free time and the motivation to do it, which is not always there. So yes, those two series would start. Morrowind would be on hold. Question is, what happens when those updates release? We'd have to reevaluate, because having 3 series at once, especially when they're all role-playing series, can be very overwhelming for me. I've tried to do 3 series at a time before, and they weren't all role-play series. I think we were doing Oblivion, Morrowind, and Fallout, the first game. And it just like, there's always a game that kind of gets neglected, that falls behind, that I don't really feel like playing or recording. And so it kind of just, like, the series just doesn't fade away, but it's like, it's a pain to keep it up. And I don't want that to happen with any of these games if we start them. I would much rather take a break, step back and take a break. So let's say this major update from Morrowind drops and we have this cool character idea and we've been playing, you know, Fallout for a while. I might take a break from Fallout for a couple months. Anyone you talk to on YouTube will tell you that is kind of suicidal for your channel. That's why I'm a little worried about pausing the Morrowind videos for any length of time, is YouTube doesn't like that. And, you know, I'm not in this for just the money. I'm in it for the joy of sharing my experiences and my role playing with you guys. That's why I did it in the first place. But I'm not going to lie and tell you that it doesn't feel good to see your own channel grow. Of course it doesn't. And so I know if I stop playing Morrowind, I will pay the price for it. A lot of you guys will stop watching. Like I said, it doesn't bother me. I stop watching people all the time. So it's just kind of, you know, when that update comes out, we're going to put a hold on Skyrim or Fallout. If, you know, if Skyrim's the game we decide to play alongside. If we're taking a break, a long break. Anyways, that was kind of a long ramble, I know, but these are just some thoughts I've been having in my mind the last couple months, and just, like I said, feeling this sort of burnout from Morrowind. I wanted to get it all out there so you guys understand what's going on with the channel, what's the future hold, what games are we going to play. It's always in flux. That's the thing. I cannot predict the future. I don't know how I'm going to be feeling about certain games. I might talk about wanting to play Skyrim in this video, and next week I'm like, meh, I'm over it. So you just never know, and that's part of the fun. Anyways, we are finally here in Narsis. Maybe I should have started from way up here. Would have gave me more time. I'm excited. Let's at least do some quests here, so it's not just me talking the whole wet time. Nothing going on. You here for orders or advancement, Guardian? Or was there something else you wanted? I'm here for training, maybe. What do you have? Ooh, he's got axe, and he'll train us in axe. All right, we'll pay for that. Oh yeah, I was also going to show you guys how much money I made selling off all our crap. I think we had like a couple, maybe like 20 grand, and now we have 190,000. So we're doing pretty good. What are our level ups right now? Not great. Not great. Let's train heavy armor? No. Let's train spear, I guess, just to get that endurance bonus. Yeah, because the area around Narsis is tough. Kalia would constantly get rocked whenever she stepped outside of the city, so she kind of became a hermit. It's fine. We don't have to deal with that as Tiberius, because he's a strong lad. Let's also get some short blade here for the speed bonus. I'm liking how fast we're moving. That makes me happy. Hey, that's not a bad level up. Speed, endurance, and personality. I think we might go and try and find a bed here. Try to grab your potions. Basement? Do you think there's beds down here? Or... Yes, perfect. All right, let's sleep until morning. I think we're pretty tired anyways, and we're dehydrated and famished, just like in real life. I am losing my voice. All right. Let's head back upstairs and get in order. We were supposed to level up, and I totally canceled it because that is just my default reaction to the level up screen. All right. Endurance, speed, and personality. Great. More health, a little faster, and people will like us more because we're a good guy. You know, Tiberius works hard for his reputation. Let's mark right here. What do you got for me? Terrace Vandenius. Orders. I offer jobs for experienced fighters. Check with Laskir here in case you're looking to get your feet wet in Narsis. If you're up to something more challenging, yes, that's us. I want you to deal with a Skyrender problem over at the Vedas Plantation. Skyrender? The Vedas Plantation has been having its workers attacked by Skyrenders from Kuda Sarai, a hive to the east. Your job is to kill their queen, which will hopefully make the hive quiet down for a bit. Edrano Vadas, the plantation's owner, will have your reward once you do it. Ooh. Okay, where's the Vedas Plantation? It's a short way to the east of Narsis. Unless you want to pay a gondolier to transport you across the river, it's probably easiest to reach by taking the Purple Road out to the southwest and walking around to the east until you get there. Here, let me mark it on your map. Why would I not want to play a gondolier? That sounds more convenient to me. But yes, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to come to Narsis, is it can sort of be a way to test Tiberius's mettle here. Now, you could argue last time the Lich with unlimited health regen, being resistant to all forms of magic and weapon, and his army of undead with infinite magicka was a test of his mettle and he failed, but I would argue that fight was bullcrap and that Tiberius was not given a fair chance. But now he can show his worth, the true warrior way, fighting more honorable enemies like giant bugs in a giant nest. So yeah, we need to head east of the plantation. We should just steal Blade of Heaven up here. It's a bit of a climb. So yeah, this will be cool. I don't know how many like high level Narsis quests are here. I assume all of them are. I don't think there's a cult here. If you want to do cult quests, I think in some of these other towns is where you'll find them. There's Fighters Guild here, and I think there's Legion stuff here. Yeah, I think there is. So we'll have to see. That could be pretty fun to do. Narsis is very, very intentionally made for high-level characters, so... Ooh, they're flying right up towards us. That works for me. Let's save. These guys kind of remind me of Cazadors. Is this Scrib also coming for us? Betrayer. Of course, he immediately paralyzes me. Todd Howard, you've done it again. Ooh, these guys also paralyzed. That's not good. I only have one more paralysis potion. We had like was it Kalia? We had a paralysis belt. This isn't good. Oh boy, this is very, very not good. Okay. They really are Cazadors, aren't they? Well, this whole area does remind me of New Vegas, so it's pretty fitting. Maybe I should have bought some paralysis potions. Doesn't last that long, at least. Kind of terrified to fight the queen if these are just her little drones. Skyrender Venom. I wonder if you can make a paralysis thing out of that. So I gotta assume this is the hive nest. Let's try to heal ourselves up before we fall to our death. Is this? Oh yeah, that's ugh. Gross. I wouldn't want to crawl on that. Little larva. Leave none alive. They could drop stuff too, right? Yeah, more venom. Hey, they make honey apparently, or at least they have honeycomb. It also reminds me slightly of Avatar: The Last Airbender when they fight those giant, like, wasps. Waspies? I don't know what they're called in that show. Diseased Skyrender, that's not good. Okay, we can go in a lot of different directions here. Let's go this way. Would love a ranged weapon. It's like I could shoot them before they paralyze me. Yep. Oh boy, here comes the whole crew. Come on in, gentlemen. I have enough healing potions for all of you. Do we have a resist paralysis spell, perhaps? I don't think so. wouldn't be a bad investment. We could always go back. I mean, nothing's really stopping us. We could even divine intervention, and pretty good chance that the people in the temple have a spell or some good potions for this. I might do that. Why suffer when we do not have to? And let's divine intervention. We should be able to just cast the spell. No. There we go. All right. Chapel of Zenithar. Perfect. He will see to it that good work can be accomplished here. He will steady my hand. Do you have any cure paralysis? No, you do not. Ooh, I'm kind of just walking around Narsis, and you know what I kind of forgot they have here? Yes. Imperial Ebony, which looks super cool. I kind of want that. They also have Imperial Ebony Boots of the Dragon's Thunder. Resist shock, lightning shield, and resist magic. We totally got to buy that, right? Dragon's Thunder. And we'll buy the Ebony Cuirass. This guy's got some good stuff. I always forget how good of equipment people in Narsis have. They're not chumps like everywhere else. Yeah, looks good. 60 grand, I'll pay it. Should have bribed him and waited around for my fatigue to be lower, but it's fine. Imperial Ebony and Imperial... I assume they're Imperial Ebony boots, maybe not. Sick. Our armor doesn't match anymore, but dang, we look cool. Is that even a spell? Did I just make it up? Can you make a spell to resist being paralyzed? I don't even know if that's a thing. I was just kind of assuming it was. Okay, so that was a bit of a bust, but you know, we got some cool new armor, so it was all worth it. Let's go this way. You kind of need levitate in this place, don't you? You should have told us that. I guess they expect you to have gear to get around. Meat honey. That does not sound very appetizing, does it? Meat honey. Is that how they make their honey? By eating people? Guess we'll take it. Maybe it tastes good on some toast. Scroll of Mondin's Instigator. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. There's people in here. Maybe like researchers? Trying to tame them? Or maybe this used to be an actual hive that they owned? Weird. Ooh, a chest. It was all worth it. Don't see the queen, though. This is a dead end, okay. So, this just leads to nowhere, okay. Go the other way then. Gonna have to use more Steel Blade of Heaven. And... do we go this way? I don't think so. No, we did not. Hello. Is that the queen? It looks like the queen. It's very big. Yeah, get that medium armor up. Adamantium. Okay. We need to heal real bad. Are you the queen? Yes, you are. Queen Stinger. Ooh, I wonder what you can make with that. That wasn't too bad. Skyrender Pupa. Slum Gum, huh? Everything in this place sounds absolutely disgusting. I kind of love it. Give me that slum gum. I might need it one day. What's this? Daunting Halberd. Spear. Two-handed. Damages and absorbs fatigue. That's kind of cool. Yeah, we could use that. Okay. Well, we got to clear the whole place out, right? Don't want any more Skyrenders flying around. Even though the queen is dead, I don't know. Maybe do the rest of them die off, kind of like bees? Do Skyrenders exist in the canon Elder Scrolls lore, or is it something TR made up? I don't know. I don't feel like I've ever read or seen anything about them in any other Elder Scrolls game or media, but also not the best at reading books, so maybe. Maybe it's just one of those creatures that they did concept art for but never implemented. Okay, I think we've explored this whole place. We're still in combat, strangely enough. I'm not sure with who. Ourselves. We can go down here. Oh, maybe it's you. Kind of cool fighting them in the sky like that. Rending them out of the sky. Alright, anything else down here? Some more meat honey for me. Lovely. What is that? A Shanathi chitin helmet. Cool. Can I get out of there? Nope. More Steel Blade of Heaven. That's kind of... that kind of sucks because they take forever to recharge, but... And more babies. Gotta make sure none of you grow into horrific beasts like your mother. We're doing a good thing here. All right, I think that is the whole hive because that's a dead end up there. So let's head on back. All right, here we are, the plantation. Hello. Erdrano Vadas. Your Skyrender problem is taken care of. Don't worry. Thank you for your assistance, Imperial. You did a commendable job with those Skyrenders. I'll be sure to contract your guild if I have any similar problems in the future. I would hope so. Good day. All right, job's done. Good job dealing with those Skyrenders. With any luck, we'll be receiving more contracts from the Vedas family in the future. In the meantime, I have some more orders for you. But I think I am going to end the video there. I know we didn't really accomplish a lot today. It was mostly just me walking to Narsis and talking. But I definitely feel like I'm losing my voice, and I feel like it's making it worse. I also feel more congested than I did, so, you know, I'm still recovering. If there is a delay in Morrowind videos, you know why. I'm going to do my best to maintain the upload schedule that we have had, though. Yeah, I know, I a lot of rambling, more than usual. If you made it this far, though, and enjoy this content, consider liking, subscribing, and possibly hyping up the video if you have not already, as it does help the channel immensely. Other than that, though, thank you for watching, and peace out.